Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the Caribbean. It is Sunday evening, May 28, 2023. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know that has been liking your ear recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so taking a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can still see that the southeastern US is being plagued by that area of low pressure that's bringing some amount of rainfall to those spots. We can also see that the entire Atlantic basin is still being dominated by a ridge of high pressure that's still sending a lot of easterly trade winds across the main development region in the Caribbean. And we can also see that the main development region for the most part is still being affected by multiple tropical waves. Taking a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that area of low pressure heading into sections of the southern and eastern portions of the US. So sections of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, getting in on some amount of overcast skies and rainfall. We can also see a lot of clouds associated with troughs across portions of the Greater Antilles heading into sections of the Western Caribbean at this time. And we can also see a lot of clouds across the majority of the main development region associated with those multiple tropical waves that are bringing some overcast skies and showers to the waters of the Atlantic, maybe affecting lots of fisheries and marine interests that are out there. We'll be talking more about the Caribbean weather later on. Let's focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for Sunday, for today. It was stated in yesterday's video that we would have received some rainfall across sections of some southern and eastern parishes on Sunday morning, maybe early Sunday morning, maybe late Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then we would have received some rainfall again on Sunday afternoon, especially across northern parishes in Jamaica as well. And we would have received some rainfall across sections of some central and western parishes as well. And what ended up happening? We had some rainfall as early as 3:50 a.m. A post was made on our Twitter page highlighting some moderate to heavy rainfall, even some light rainfall in there, affecting sections of some southern parishes. Look right there, southern St. Elizabeth, southern Clarendon, sections of St. Andrew, sections of St. Thomas, Portland getting in on some rainfall as well. And we even had our commenters on our Twitter page confirming this rainfall and stating bursts of showers before day this morning. But now the sky is totally darkened. Seems like we are going to get some more showers soon. Old Harbour Bay. Then Mickey Bennett stating St. Thomas wet, wet, wet. I love it except for the road construction. If this continues, there will be a lot of landslides from White Hearties straight to Grand Spin. Please, my fellow citizens, take care on the road. Wendell stating the rain started about 4:30 a.m. here in Spanish Town. It has now stopped. Hale stating just thunder, no rain in Patrick City. And then we had a comment from Estoy stating guess rain was just passing through Portmore cause it stopped now. And another commenter stating rain in Mandeville, foggy as well from Jason. Estoy stating Portmore getting rain now. Berylicious stating wet in Kingston. Rendezvous stating Kingston getting rain now. Sashi Izzy stating it's raining. Even got a comment from Noisy Kingston stating could not be drier in Barbican and Ligani areas and significant sprinkling of rain last night. So indeed we had confirmation of that rainfall late last night into early Sunday morning, definitely. Then another post was made on our Twitter page at 12 p.m. midday today, highlighting some rainfall affecting sections of northern parishes in Jamaica right there. So sections of Hanover, St. James Trelawney, St. Anne might have gotten in on some of that rainfall. Then at 2:55 p.m. another post was made on our Twitter page showing lots of clouds bringing overcast sky showers and thunderstorms, and we know the sparkling white dots represent that lightning flashes, lightning strikes as well, and we see that right there across sections of some southern parishes. maybe the border of Manchester and Clarendon, sections of St. Elizabeth, Hanover, St. James, St. Mary got in on some of that as well. Taking a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we can also see that even before the sun went down, we had some amount of buildup of clouds right there across sections of Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne as well, bringing some amount of overcast sky showers and thunderstorms to those spots. And we have confirmation from the latest infrared satellite images that still show lots of thunderstorms across those spots. Even right now, up to recording hour, we still have rainfall across those spots at this time, and we have the Doppler radar images confirming this rainfall right there, with some amount of moderate to heavy showers, especially off the coast of the northern section of northern parishes. And we even have the confirmation from the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology showing where it actually rained for today. So definitely across sections of some northern parishes as well as sections of some southern parishes in the morning hours. Taking a look at temperatures for tonight, we can see that we have 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, and as the night progresses, these temperatures should be getting lower as usual. Taking a look at temperatures for tomorrow, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS are showing that for 1 p.m. on Monday, Jamaica should be embedded in some slight yellows that represent 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above average temperatures. And we know that the average temperatures for the month of May is 89 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about the equivalent of 32 degrees Celsius. So if we should be receiving 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures for tomorrow, it should be anywhere from 32 to 34 degrees Celsius at most. Taking a look at the dry air map, we can see that Jamaica is still embedded in a lot of blue shadings that represent lots of moist air across the region. Majority of the dry air is right there across the Leeward Islands as indicated by the yellows, not to mention the reds and the whites within those reds off the east coast of the United States as well. Taking a look at the SAR and dust forecast, we can see that 2 p.m. on Monday shows that Jamaica is still in the clear. All of the dust associated with the Sahara Desert is right there off the eastern part of the main development region as well as sections of Africa. So we're indeed grateful for that, and we hope that it stays that way. Taking a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS are in agreement that we should be receiving anywhere from 0 to 1 meter wave heights across the island for tomorrow. And that's due to the fact that we'll still be receiving some weak winds anywhere from 10 to 15 knots at most, coming in from the east-southeast to more southeast kind of fashion on the GFS. Euro showing east-southeast. Either way, any rainfall that should be coming in, it should be coming in from the east or the southeast, if that actually happens across southern and eastern parishes. But where does it exit? Where do we have the least amount of winds across the island for tomorrow? We see that across sections of some central and western parishes, especially northern parishes in Jamaica. That is where we might have that daytime heating and buildup of clouds, leading to some amount of afternoon convection. And then we have the cumulonimbus clouds coming into play. And then as usual, we have that wind shear that seems to be coming in more from the west-southwest tomorrow, according to what the Euro and the GFS are showing. So if we should be having that afternoon convection, it should be something similar to what we're having right now across the island, with the thunderstorm developing across northern parishes and then the wind shear pushing them off towards the northeast or the east-northeast. Taking a look at the rain forecast for tomorrow, it makes sense that both the Euro and the GFS are showing rainfall for sections of some especially northern parishes, so central and western Jamaica, but it's especially biased for northern Jamaica. That's where we see the darkest shades of blues on both the Euro and the GFS models. I know that when we have consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher, and we even have confirmation on the accumulated precipitation forecast. Both maps from the Euro and the GFS are showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Monday, and we see confirmation in the rainfall, especially in northern parishes on the GFS. GFS is making more sense than the Euro model as usual. Either way, we're definitely going to be getting in on some more rainfall tomorrow, especially on the north coast. We're indeed grateful that we're getting all of this rainfall, even although some areas are getting more than others. We'll take all the rainfall that we can get, that it can actually add up to the usual 230 millimeters that we get for the month of May. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So as stated, we have some amount of rainfall right there across sections of the northeastern Caribbean. So we had some passing shores, scattered shores right there of the northwestern sections of Puerto Rico, sections of maybe Guadeloupe, St. John's, Dominica might have gotten in on some amount of rainfall as well. We even have some amount of rainfall right there across sections of Guyana, French Guyana, Venezuela getting in on some amount of rainfall as well. We can also see some low level patches of clouds coming into sections of the northeastern Caribbean, so maybe later on tonight into tomorrow they might still be getting in on some more rainfall. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, we can see some rainfall right there to the north of Barbados moving from east to west. We can also see some rainfall going into the island of the Grenadines, not to mention some rainfall passing to the south of Barbados. Taking a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall right there of the eastern section of the Yucatan Peninsula, sections of northern Cuba. We can also see some rainfall, confirming the rainfall that we just saw on the satellite images across sections of Guyana and Suriname as well. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow across the Caribbean, we can see that majority of the Caribbean from the eastern to the central Caribbean should be receiving slightly below average temperatures to average temperatures, while the Gulf of Mexico and the southern and eastern United States should be getting in on some below normal temperatures, while we see above normal temperatures anywhere from the Greater Antilles, from the Bahamas southward, so the Turks and Caicos, Cuba, Hispaniola, Jamaica. Majority of Central America and South America should be getting in on some above normal temperatures as well. Taking a look at the Saharan dust forecast for the Caribbean, we can see that the Caribbean is still in the clear. Majority of the dust associated with the Sahara Desert is right there of the eastern section of the main development region. Taking a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS are still showing the majority of the Caribbean should be getting anywhere from 0 to at least 1.5 meter wave heights, or at most. Western Caribbean should be getting the least amount of wave heights, Eastern Caribbean the highest amount. And that's due to the fact that the strongest winds are still coming in from the east, averaging anywhere from 10 to 15 knots. Taking a look at the rain forecast for tomorrow, we can still see that we have some slight rainfall to receive across sections of the Lesser Antilles. Majority of the area right there to the south of Grenada should be getting in on some rainfall. So Trinidad and Tobago, sections of Suriname, French Guyana, Guyana, Venezuela, Colombia, up to an inch of rainfall, Panama, Costa Rica, right there on the border of Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador should be getting in on some more rainfall. We see consensus on both the Euro and the GFS models for that. We can also see some rainfall being predicted for sections of Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, eastern Cuba, Hispaniola, sections of Jamaica as well. We can also see some rainfall being predicted for sections of western and northwestern Puerto Rico. And if we actually take a look even closer, we can see some rainfall right there across sections of Belize as well as sections of the Yucatan Peninsula. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.